Hi, everybody. Well, a lot of you interested in this rainy pattern that kind of held off today. There were some showers along the coast, but that was mostly it. Rain scattered showers. I don't think a lot of total rain will pick up tonight. And then eventually tomorrow, especially tomorrow evening, we'll start to finally get into the main event that's going to be rain at times all the way through the day on Saturday. So updates are primarily to give you a better visualization of the way this rainy pattern is going to be pushing inland in the coming days. So my headline graphic on the right side, Thursday evening, thunderstorms, heavy rain possible. And I'll show you KGW's Futurecast in a moment that shows that rain moving south to north Thursday evening up the Cascades. In the meantime, I just grabbed the satellite picture. There's the upper level low, uh, moisture bands ahead of it. We are now getting into the cloud shield ahead of this low. There's not a lot of moisture that this low is actually pumping inland from the Pacific. So it's not like there's going to be, and I thought maybe at one time there would be, but no longer. It does not look like there's going to be just a big ball of moisture that this thing just pushes inland, like we would typically get from a Pacific storm, let's say in the wintertime. Instead, this low is going to be rotating elongated bands of moisture inland and then just kind of wrapping around the outer periphery of this low. So you're going to need to be right where the channel of the moisture is, or you're not going to see much. And these moisture bands will just kind of rotate around this low starting during the day tomorrow into Friday into Saturday. The low is a cold center, and it's going to be chilly and wet at times for the hood to coast relay, and more on that coming up, including what the temperatures could be Friday morning when that relay begins at 6,000 feet up at Timberline Lodge. Okay, so lots to get you updated on. Quick shout out to the Momentous Wealth podcast. Again, last week, Todd Pisarcik's team updated a new chapter. I think it's kind of a overall market check or update on what's going on as we're eyeing the final months of the year. You can listen to the Momentous Wealth podcast for interesting investing information. It's more like educational. Listen on Apple Podcasts, listen on Spotify. Okay, thank you, Momentous Wealth podcast team, for that. Here is the action. This is what I grabbed that image from. So right here is the low. This is the big disk satellite picture. The solid cloud shield, you can see it right here, just clipping into the northwest corner of Oregon and all of western Washington. A lot of lightning, by the way, out over the Rocky Mountains and down into Arizona, but no lightning for us, just these increasing clouds as this low continues to drop southward, and it basically will park itself tomorrow afternoon into Saturday off the coast of Oregon. And then Saturday is a weekend, so the whole thing basically, actually Friday, it starts to push inland, and then Saturday, the whole thing falls apart, but we're kind of left with moisture that will probably rain itself out on and off for a good chunk of the day. Okay, let's show you some current imagery. If you're going to be out and about yet tonight, you can see the radar is picking up solid rain offshore right here. Now, on the left side, you can see there are some frivolous showers up around Kelso. We've had a little bit of light rain at times scattered along the coast. It's starting to be more pronounced up towards Seattle right now. And there's the front. There's a surface front with the low. You see all the clouds starting to move in. Here's the upper low on the 500 millibar contour. It's still just kind of over British Columbia. Again, it's going to move down and be adjacent to Astoria and eventually adjacent to Tillamook tomorrow afternoon, set there Friday, slowly start to push inland. It looks like the latter part of Friday into Saturday morning. Again, a lot of lightning out over the Rockies into Montana, but no lightning for us, just the clouds and the increasing rain threat that will be with us as we get rolling into the evening hours. Here's that, or overnight hours, I meant to say. So this is tomorrow night. This is Thursday at 10 p.m. You can see the timestamp up here. This is courtesy of KGW TV's Futurecast model. And this is what I'm talking about. So notice that in green, this is an elongated area of rain. It's going to be basically bouncing south along the Cascades, moving to the north, and possibly pushing back into at least the Portland area and up into Longview. And then the yellow and the orange indicating areas of heavy rain and potentially some lightning strikes and or some hail mixed in. So if this is true, and multiple models show this, tomorrow evening will be the first batch of just heavy rain. But again, it's an elongated batch of areas. Is it possible that Salem kind of misses out on this while Portland gets dumped on and Longview and the coast doesn't get much? but near Portland and over toward at least the foothills of the Cascades, we do. So that's what I'm talking about. These elongated rain bands that are going to hit some of us hard, but other areas, quite frankly, could miss out. So this is the National Blended Model from the Weather Service. This is their future radar product. This is this afternoon at 5 p.m. The rain offshore. We saw that just a moment ago. So this model seems to verify for right now. Here is later this evening. This will be late evening around midnight. The first wave of any organized shower activity hitting the coast. Again, this is overnight tonight. And then it weakens and brings some light rain into the Willamette Valley into tomorrow morning. So you wake up Thursday morning in Portland, Salem, Vancouver. There'll be some probably light rain on the radar in spots and cloudy skies. And then during the day tomorrow, we could have a lot of dry time. So this is a bit of an update. I can't promise dry weather at any given moment tomorrow, but it doesn't look like we get a lot of total rain during the day. So at best or at worst, it's going to be probably a decent mix of some nice dry time with some shower activity showing up on the radar, but maybe not a lot. Now, this is 5 o'clock, and now we're looking at this rain. Notice this rain coming up from the south in green. And like the KGW Futurecast model I just showed you, this is tomorrow evening, filling in along the Cascades, and then eventually moving into Portland and the North Valley and Southwest Washington, and the yellow here, some heavier rain later in the night. Here we are, and then that's as far as it goes. So it goes until about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning on Friday, that particular model. But I have another one. This is the American GFS model. We'll start this Thursday afternoon at 5 p.m. It's not as good a resolution, but again, it shows the rain. This shows the rain up and down the valley, including Salem, Eugene, and down into Roseburg. And then this likes some rain around Friday morning. And then just notice that everything is coming from the south. And again, kind of elongated bands of moisture just rotating up. This is Friday getting into the noon hour. Here's Friday early afternoon. I mean, that's pretty wet. So that's pretty wet. So if this model is correct, this is basically showing you that much of Friday afternoon is going to see fairly widespread steady rain. And then it shows that rain area moving up Friday night. Here it is getting into Saturday morning. Now you wouldn't expect this to be exactly right. It's meant to give you kind of an idea of the flow pattern. This shows Saturday morning early raining up in Washington and down into Portland. And then Saturday daytime, this likes a lot more rain up in Washington than does Oregon. So that's interesting. Again, Saturday's the day that low actually pushes inland and then weakens. This is showing the most rain up to our north. So we'll see. I think Saturday night, the rain chance comes to an end, and I still believe we'll wake up Sunday morning to dry weather. So that same model that we just looked at, total rain amounts from what's possible from right now all the way through Saturday at 5 p.m. This is kind of what I've been showing you. This shows 3/4 of an inch in Portland, closer to an inch, maybe out in the Beaverton area. So if this is correct, the Portland metro area is kind of in that 3/4 of an inch to an inch of total rain. Well, that's a big soak for August, right? And then up to the north, remember this model showed a rainy day on Saturday, much more so than Oregon. So if that's true, that's one reason why it's spitting out 1.5 to 1.25 to 1.43 up as you get up into Olympia, Tacoma, and the Puget Sound area and up into Seattle. Notice not as much rain once you get south of Astoria than we'll see in the valley. It shows only about 1/4 of an inch down in Lincoln County. It shows Eugene not getting as much rain as Portland. It shows about 1/2 of an inch potentially of showers out over the Blue Mountains. So we'll see. Again, when you deal with these lows that instead of just sending a big shield of rain inland where we all get the same amount, but instead you get these rotating spiral elongated bands of rain, it makes it impossible to really time out or pinpoint exactly where the rain is going to be, who's going to get this much, and who's only going to get that much. So that's my big kind of update. Okay, hood to coast relay real quick. Right now, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 54 degrees up at Timberline, but the air mass is much cooler starting Friday and Saturday. Of course, the hood to coast relay begins Friday morning. So this shows government camp at 43 Friday morning with clouds and rain in the area and a high during the day of only 50. The snow level Friday is maybe as high as 8,000 feet in the morning and as low as 6,000 feet later in the day into Friday night. So Timberline's probably somewhere around 40 degrees Friday morning, maybe a few degrees cooler. And then daytime highs are probably pretty steady up there in the 40s. So people going off at noon on Friday, it's going to be maybe 43, 44 degrees. Could be as chilly as 38 or 39 early in the morning. Rain showers a pretty good bet. And then Saturday, of course, the runners are now gone from the lodge, but you can see it's still a chilly weekend with government camp even spending most of the day in the 40s up there. I'm going to check out let's go ahead and check out the Astoria forecast. So here's Seaside actually. So of course, the race ends up Saturday in Seaside. Saturday, temperatures in the 60s. I don't expect much wind with this. You may remember the big windstorm we had on Hood to Coast of the beach some years back. This is just going to be an ongoing chance of rain. And it's tough to tell how much or how little. Again, the models have been showing more rain in the inland valley than perhaps we get at the coast. So again, that becomes very difficult to pinpoint, which is one of the messages I really want to convey tonight. Bend. Absolutely expecting rain in Central Oregon on Friday and expecting clouds and some shower activity on Saturday with temperatures in the 60s, and then all dry starting on Sunday, which is similar to what Portland's been saying. Medford, let's see here. Not as much rain down south as we're going to get up north. There's showers on Friday, a chance of showers on Saturday. By Sunday, it's sunny, and by Monday, you're back up to 90. How about that? Okay, so that's Medford. Up in Seattle, absolutely showers possible tomorrow, and then rain at times on Friday, Saturday. And this shows a lingering chance up in Seattle on Sunday. I think anything lingering would probably be in the morning hours up there. It does show a chance with a weaker system passing to our north up into Canada of some showers on Tuesday. That rain chance may stay up into Canada, by the way. Newport, we saw Seaside. There you go. Rain 60s, rain Saturday 60s, starting to warm up and clearing skies on Sunday. All right, let's go ahead and show you Portland's 7-day forecast. So tomorrow during the day, a mix of scattered showers and dry time. Tough to tell how much of each. In the evening hours, remember kind of mid to late evening, we'll look for that run of heavy rain moving in. Could have some thunderstorms with it. Tomorrow's high 74. Friday, completely overcast, rain at times. Saturday, completely overcast, rain at times. Remember, the one model actually showed more rain up in Washington. I do think whatever we get on Saturday or don't get, the rain chance ends Saturday night. We wake up to morning clouds on Sunday, but dry weather. Sunshine develops 77. And then 83 on Monday, 81 on Tuesday. And back up, there could be a couple of days where we get well up into the 80s and maybe hit 90 next Wednesday or Thursday of next week. That is your update for now. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. Thanks for watching my weather site, which I own and operate, portlandweather.com. Thanks for subscribing to my channel, and I will talk to you soon.